What's cracking, everybody? It's your Uncle 79, the Spiritual Savage, here to bring you another message today. I know I said I was going to take, but I got down when I was in the kitchen. All right. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell and select the all options so that you know when all of my uploads. You feel me? Let's give some thanks to my dad, the Most High God, for bringing us here to commune with the divine at this given time. Ancestors are in the building. Eagles? I just noticed that. Okay. But yeah, so in any given event, let's get to this. What's up, baby? Good morning. Grand Rising, Grand Motherfucking Rising, everybody. So, you know what I find interesting? How people think that they are so fucking smart. Oh, Jesus. How people think they're so smart. Now, the most, he told me to come on and say this, so, and I'd like to just, repeat. I'm just reporting the downloads as I get them. If this ruffles anybody's feathers, it's gonna ruffle feathers or not. But I think it has to be said, because I think that what happens is that when you are on the right side of when you're on the right side of things, when you're righteous, when you're here with gifts, you got to use them. But I think a lot of times too, you know how there's like the DARE program, drug abuse resistance education. Yeah, well, spiritual abuse, SARE. Let's just call it SARE, spiritual abuse resistance education. So people don't abuse spiritual gifts or spiritual people. You feel me? So this is kind of like so I was in the kitchen and I just started thinking, like, I've been kind of holding on to a little something, but Spirit says the end of the year, clear it out. Well, this is the thing, okay? Because at some point, I know that law enforcement should be coming to talk to me about some things, okay? They should be. They have to. But what I'm getting to is this. I just, it's weird how people want to, people will do whatever it takes to keep receipts on you, to do whatever. I keep receipts too. Nobody's getting away from shit because part of people, a lot of times what happens too is that we don't wait on people to get their karma, but a lot of times, justice being served on our behalf clears a pathway for us and helps clear out the things we need to leave behind. It really does, because it validates the fact that the universe understands that God's heard our prayers, that people have done things horrible to us, and that it's being rectified in the spirit realm. Mm-hmm. This is, and I'm very serious about these readers on this platform and other platforms that are being manipulated by family, or manipulating the collective on behalf of family or family or friends or adversary, whatever. I'm very serious about that, because if a person's mind is not in the right place, if their discernment is not on key, if they're not strong, if they're still, they may be on their way to building themselves strong in spirit. I mean, I've been victim of it too, following a false reader, taking it, just kind of because that connection's there. Unbeknownst to me, the connection's being fed to me through, whatever. They're the vessel. They're the bullshitters. They're the middleman. And so this is a message just to say that that's wrong. Because a lot of times what I've noticed is that people are trying to lead people down false paths for destruction. And that shit is not cool at all. No, because a lot of people are not going to be able to catch on right away before something bad happens to them, or before they get juked out of a lot of money, or they get shamed. They get caught in a situation that they, where now that somebody else has control over them or tries to get control over them. And I think that shit's fucking disgusting. It really is. And so I'm saying this to say too, just like they keep tabs on me and you, I keep tabs on their ass too. I keep receipts too, and I do my own research. And I'm not gonna say any names, because these bitches and niggas ain't getting no clout off of me. They not. I refuse to mention their names, but they know who they are because they watch my channel. And then repeat again. I'm not nosy. I'm nosy, but I'm not one of these people that put messages out for drama. I just don't do it. I do it when people play in my motherfucking energy. And I'm using cuss words this morning like that because the people are still playing in my energy. So we're going to return to sender. 10 times fold, guided with love and light. Things that do not belong to the collective in me. Some more to be, some more to be, some more to be, and so it is. We're also going to ask that all evil eyes go blind and all your heroes and demons go deaf. And somebody left a comment under one of the videos too saying, wow, did you really return to sender death magic? Is that what they sent? I mean, how do you know what they sent? You scared now? I mean, I don't get it. And that's what I'm talking about. These stalkers. Like, I just said return to sender, whatever doesn't belong to me. And wow, you're really sending back death magic? Well, how'd you know what kind of magic was being sent, sir, ma'am, whoever you are? If it doesn't belong to me, then I don't want to keep it. It's got to go back to where it came from. When you have spiritual authority over your life like that and you don't want something, you don't have to take it, especially if it ain't came from God. You heard me? Okay? But what I'm telling you now, okay, collective, and whoever Narmix is watching, people think they so slick, but I'm gonna tell you now, I've done my research. Last names, I got people, some of these readers, last names, addresses, who they're related to, who they know that I know. You know, who's fed you information and who hasn't. Why they fed you information. You got all these people in all these different states because they feel like because they're so spread out, they're not all centralized, that they can't be caught. But I've stepped outside of the matrix. I can step back in it and I can step out of it. I don't know if anybody's noticed anything that I've been saying for almost, and it ain't even been a whole year that I've had this channel. Congratulations, Dwayne. You did a good job with this, and I appreciate you. And I couldn't have done it without y'all too. Thank you very much. I'm saying what I'm saying is this: taking things to a spiritual level. Once you can get out of the matrix and you can understand the programming that you've been under, you can reprogram shit in this bitch, and that's why. So it's called manifesting. It's called having a spiritual eyes view. And so it doesn't matter if you guys are all spread out. The energy doesn't lie. Okay? Energy can jump from one person to another. But if you can see with a spiritual eye, you can see where they're all connected. I got my there's a man that I called my father, my dad. He was kind of like my father figure. He's a fucking Narmic, setting me up the whole time. Yeah, we know his cousin is one of these readers on here. Mm-hmm. Somebody I called my sister, I've known for a very long time, up here, Auntie. One of her aunts is a reader on here too. Mm-hmm. That's how they know, because there was a moment where somebody was flipping some cards and they were white cards, and then my name and my ex-boyfriend's name came up, and then I was like, oh shit, this could be a message from spirit, from the ancestors. No, it wasn't. You was paid, and the name that was in the card with me just said it all. It's such a shame that people do that to people and don't care, and that's what I'm getting. Don't confuse. This is passion and a little bit of anger, because the audacity of these people to continue to try to manipulate people's lives like that. Because people do get it. People have gotten hurt. People have lost everything. People have given up on God because of the bombardment of these devil energies. Let's get some. What do you want? What do you want these energies to know, or what do you want the collective to know about what I'm talking about here today, Spirit? Thank you, Spirit. Completeness. Nefertum. It's a done deal. It's over with. Okay? For these people. You've been caught up. The receipts are there. What else? Completeness. Everything is about numbers. Like the zeros and ones. Thank you, Spirit. I just thought I said that. Use your wisdom. Death and rebirth. Yeah. We're going to do completeness, death and rebirth. So you might have gone through something like this. Don't beat yourself up. Confirmation you have. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel stupid. Do not give up on yourself and your gifts. Do not allow yourself to regress because you made a mistake. Mistakes are so that we can be better, so that we learn from them. So there's a death and rebirth here. There's a transformation. You are complete. You don't need these other false readers. You don't need all these. Tarot is not to guide your life. I've made that mistake before as well. We have confirmation. We got to learn so that we can grow. Tarot is for confirmations of things that you already know, to validate things that I already know, to trigger certain things in your mind to go, I got it now. You are not supposed to be following. If a tarot card, take the advice. It's always advice given. But if you can read if you can read the messages or in between the lines or however you want to look at it, if you're pumping out all this money to a reader on a consistent basis, and you're filing, everything you don't make a move without consulting the reader. That's bullshit and that's crazy. No, the universe is going to leave you certain confirmations, synchronicities, and signs throughout the way. But you don't put all your faith in a reader. You put your faith in God. There are messages within these messages. If you watch me, then you know that I don't. A lot of shit that I say is very layered. A lot of it's for confirmations, or just hey, watch out. You might not want to do that. But there are people out here that know that people are vulnerable, and they take advantage of that. So you might have suffered some type of death due to what these people you've been following. I'm encouraging you very much so to accept the death as a transitionary period. You had to go through it, maybe like a dark night of the soul moment, or just a lesson. But you've learned you've been reborn because you're seeing this message, okay? And you're looking over. I'm telling you, I can see a lot of people now sitting around looking goofy as hell, broke as fuck, because they done gave all their money to some reader who's being fed information by some nothing ass nigga or some hateful ass bitch or some crazy ass fucking family member or some competitor, okay? But now you're wise. This is wisdom. Now you're wise. You're wiser to the fact about what's going on here. What else, Spirit? Shit, you're wiser for it. You're wiser for it. I guess that's all Spirit wants you to know. We're going to get a numerology card to close out this reading. And then there's there are people that are like life coaches or spiritual leaders, that people offer you spiritual guidance. But anybody that sits around and tells you orders your steps is not somebody you should be listening to. That's just my personal opinion. Because God is the only person that's going to order your steps. A person can give you advice or give you suggestions or maybe share their experiences with you. Or sometimes people, there are messengers. They might come out and say, please don't do that. You do not need to do that. But you'll know the difference because your discernment will be there. You'll know if it's somebody saying something out of care or from spirit, from a higher divine energy, than somebody just trying to boss you around and tell you what to do to manipulate you to either get at your man, get at your job, get at your pockets, or get at you to set you up for the big okie doke. Okay. So be careful, collective. I just, and I think that, I'm getting these messages the way that I'm getting them because we're closing out the end of the year. And there are some things that I know that I don't want to take with me into the new year. And Spirit is telling me that there are some things that people might not want to take with them. So, at least put it out there for people to make their own choice. I'm telling you what I ain't doing. But just know I got receipts. I know who you're related to. I know who you're friends with. I know where y'all come from. Okay? Because when something doesn't sit right with me, I look into it. And I would encourage you to do the same, collective. In that order, Apple Orchard. Can I get a closing message, please? Thank you, Spirit. Step out of your comfort zone. Exactly. Step out of your comfort zone. Things you are so in your north node. Take charge of your life. Okay, go in your north node direction. That's where you're. So that's the whole goal. We go from our south node when we're born, and throughout this process of whatever this is, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but throughout this journey, our job is to make it to. Our goal is to make it towards our north node, like the North Star. You're being led like the North Star, your north node. So figure out what your north node is. That could help you get your natal chart done. Cafe Astrology has a really good one. I wouldn't use Google because that's feeding the matrix. Whatever you doing. We need another search engine. Nothing against Google. I'm not saying Google's bad. I'm just saying there's a lot of shit in Google that ain't good. It's a time for healing. Exactly. Heal from what happened. We're moving into a new year. It's time to heal. If you spent a lot of money on psychic tarot card readings and your life ain't no better, that's a confirmation right there for you that something ain't working. It's not helping you heal. And you might want to look into why. Okay? One more. Two more. Prosperity lies ahead. What do you need to release? Exactly. Prosperity lies ahead. I just said that, didn't I? So you need to just figure out what do you need to let go of? What do you need to release so that you can get to your prosperity? You feel me? That's what I heard. One more, please. Let me go back to this Egyptian God Oracle deck. Take the energy as it resonates. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Don't come around here. Please don't come around here talking all that shit. But do as you may. I'll just block your ass. Okay, we'll take it. Skill. What's that? Yeah, coming out of the darkness. You're more skilled. This is darkness in the reverse. Apophis. This is a snake energy. So this is regression. In the reverse, you're coming out of things that were holding you back. Regression, darkness. You're coming out of the darkness, and now you're more skilled to move forward to get to the prosperity that lies ahead. You feel me? I mean, let's just face it, because 6:06 on the clock. That means that shit is true. G. I'm dead ass serious though, because if motherfucker, there's all kind of scams people do all the time. And you know what? I never once considered back in the day, if you're it's my breakfast. If you're old enough to remember the psychic network, it was just like then. It was a whole boom. Once one came out, boom, 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 everywhere. And what they found out if they did their investigations is that the majority of these people were like motherfuckers sitting at home, eating pizza in their drawers, giving you psychic information. And then what else they found out too was that when people called, they had they had a way of like pulling up your information. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes too, just be careful. I'm just saying, be careful, because just like then, it's the internet now, but back in the day, them motherfucking phone. I know people that spent a gang of money on them psychic networks. It was what was it? $8.95 for the first minute, first 10 minutes per minute, and then $5 every additional minute. That was a racket. It really was. And so things, seasons change, mad things rearrange, but they all stay the same. You feel me? Thank you, Miss Hill, for that. It is. It's different. It's just things. They grow. What am I trying to say here? You can't. Okay. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. You feel me? The players are going to be different, but the game, you can't change the game. It's always going to be the same, baby. You just got to figure out whether or not you want to play in that motherfucker or not. You feel me? But that's what I jumped on here to say. But I'm just going to repeat again. I got receipts too, bitches. Niggas. I do. All right. So that's all. Take the energy as it resonates. We're closing out this reading. I'm your Uncle 79, the Spiritual Savage. Remember, you grow, I grow, I grow, you grow, we grow together. It's always love and light around this bitch. And as always, yo, deuces. Savage.